In London, Canadian veterans of World War I commemorate the 27-year-old Battle of Vimy Ridge. Inspecting officer is General P.J. Montague, accompanied by Mr. C.W. Evans of the London Branch Canadian Legion. On parade are the Veterans Guard of Canada and a color party from the Legion. Boys of the old brigade now do essential work at Canadian military headquarters. They retain all their smartness and enthusiasm as they swing along in column of route. A simple service is held at St. Margaret's Church in memory of their brave comrades who fell in 1917. It's moving day at a port in the United Kingdom. More wives and kiddies of Canadian servicemen are off on their adventurous trip to the land of opportunity across the sea. All services cheerfully help in the embarkation. If a staff officer happens to be available, he becomes OC baby stowing detail, and the job goes merrily on. More than 1,000 British-born wives of Canadians have already arrived in Canada. Their letters have encouraged their sisters in England to make the journey. There will be many a gay welcome in farm, village, and busy city when their new daughters arrive in the Dominion. There they will find no air raid warnings, no blackouts, and no long queues in front of the fish shop. Welcomed at an airfield in England by Canadian staff officers and Canada's High Commissioner, the Honourable Vincent Massey, Mr. Mackenzie King arrives from Ottawa. The long and hazardous journey across the Atlantic has left little trace of fatigue on the man who has guided Canada's destiny for so many years. Canada's Premier has come to attend a conference of Commonwealth Prime Ministers. They will discuss the future conduct of the war, economic and trade developments, international relations, and the many vast problems that confront Britain and the Commonwealth Empire in the new world emerging from the crucible of war. Mr. King brings a message from the people of Canada.
I bring to all who are here the heartfelt greetings, good wishes of the people of Canada. We are solidly behind this great fight for freedom. We will be in this fight to the finish. We're looking forward with the deepest interest, as those of us, my little party, to sharing in the coming conference of Premiers of the Commonwealth, meeting the Prime Minister of Britain again with his colleagues, and we're spending a short time in this island. I bring to you again, may I say, the heartfelt, warmest greetings of the Canadian people.
It's batter up for the opening game in the old Red Patch Recreation Park. In the Army, you don't have to dig up a grandmother to bury in order to see a baseball game. The ladies from hell are taking on the Sawbones, Army Medical Corps to you, and they're not doing so well. All we need are the peanuts and the pop, and we could be back on the sandlot in Montreal or Medicine Hat. It's a doubleheader today, and the Meds are dishing out a week's light duty to the winners, even if the winners are themselves. Oh, yeah? Amid the ruins of a Nazi headquarters, Captain, now Major C.F. Comfort of Toronto, finds inspiration. He is one of the group of official war artists of the Army Historical Section who record the war scenes on canvas. The master hand translates rugged realities into artistic compositions for future generations to view and remember. Canadian tankmen and Indian infantry are friendly neighbors in one Italian sector. Lieutenant Emerson from Toronto explains to Lieutenant Harinder Singh from Punjab all about the Sherman Tank. Pretty good job, boys, don't you think? Just the thing to take the missus for a little spin around the Taj Mahal on your next leave. Once upon a time, there were 3 little bar lambs behind the line. Along came some big, bad Canadian wolves and scrounged them all away. The mobile lamb chops are very sad. They wanted to ride in a staff car. Let's all go A.W. loose, they say, and do. That's pretty strenuous exercise with your winter woolies on. Luscious lamb stew is okay, providing you aren't the chief ingredient. You can't win in this man's army. The cook seems to have plenty of bully beef, so a little CB is dished out to the lambs instead. Our chums are kind of skinny anyway. So it's away to the big corral with the Jerry Mark IV tank to keep them company. We'll be stewing you some other day. There's nothing like service with a smile. The Royal Canadian Corps of Signals provide you with a cup of tea, a smile, and your messages to boot. They might even talk you into delivering a few letters for them. But you don't mind, they're such a friendly lot of chaps anyway. A combination of wayside signal office and canteen has been built to be of service to the hard-riding DR. After a long journey, he may stop for a fag and a cup of cheering brew before he is away with his bath of messages to far-flung outposts of the Army. It began in the mud and mire of merry England. The Royal Canadian Engineers were called to aid British Pioneer Corps in the construction of an addition to a tank range. Ordinarily, this would have all been in the day's work, but bad weather continued and torrential rains fell for weeks on end. The graders would no sooner have a piece of ground leveled off when rain pockets would form. Before concrete could be poured, the job would have to be done all over again. To aid construction, a universal crusher with a capacity of 50 tons per hour was set up. This is the largest of its kind in the Army. Work went on 24 hours a day. Battling against time and weather, the engineers completed their job on schedule. The spearhead of attack, the armored units find range work essential for training. Day by day, as bigger operations loom on the horizon, the once peaceful English valleys echo the thunder of guns from Iron Mastodon. The crews use every available daylight minute to perfect their deadly accuracy. Experience gained in the range will concentrate that firepower, which will drive the enemy from his fortress Europe. As they move into the war, in Italy or on the continent, the range training makes our tankmen a nightmare to the forces of oppression. When final victory arrives, full credit will be due to the man who toiled with a pick and shovel in muck and mire to build for training and transportation. The man behind the gun.